So today I want to talk about how I became an artist, but first I want to take a minute to get into the intro music. I started with just like some music that I found online, and I have a dope producer cousin, Josh Height, so I'm gonna link him below. So if you guys are interested in finding out about his music, listening to some things, he has a YouTube page, and you can reach out to him if you're interested into music for your page or your channel or any project that you have coming up, then go ahead and do that. So I mentioned before, I am an artist. Anybody who knows me knows that that is me. I've always done art since I can remember. I've always had a pencil and paper, and it's just something that I love to do. I got my talents from my father. He's an artist, and one of my sisters, Sienna, we inherited the art from him. And I can really say that he helped me when I was younger. My dad would draw, so he would draw with me, and he would do like these realistic faces. He showed me all about the proportions and how to draw a face, how to align everything. And he was really into car design, so he would draw these really cool cars. And so every time that he would draw something, after he was done, I would take the sheets and just duplicate them. So I was just learning from doing his work, and just try to make sure that I could do it as close to his as I could. Backtracking from there, when I was in preschool, I was really good with drawing. I love to draw even in preschool. And so I went from preschool to first grade. So, I think it was because of my art skills, but hey. After that, in middle school, I started to get into like the really detailed lettering. I like to do cartoon characters, really intricate designs. Like I would draw a whole huge sheet of paisleys and just fill up the sheet with paisley designs and color them. I like to do these lightning flash drawings, and I would just like fill the sheet up with these designs and color them. And I kind of think that that was where my design interest started, because in addition to being a fine artist, I'm now a graphic designer. I didn't have the computer skills then. I was doing everything by hand. I was a middle schooler. Everybody knew that that was my thing. And so my middle school teacher, who was my 8th grade teacher and also a church member and like a close family friend, Miss Shivers. Shout out to Miss Shivers, always looking out, always supporting. And so even when I was in middle school, she hired me to do the 8th grade yearbook cover when I was in 7th grade for the year ahead of me. So I did the 8th grade yearbook cover, and then when I became an 8th grader, I did our 8th grade yearbook cover. So I like to think of that as my graphic design debut. So in high school, I went to a high school for 9th grade, and in 10th grade, my mom decided to look into the Detroit High School for Fine and Performing Arts. And the whole focus was arts in all forms: visual arts, dance, music, drama, all of the arts. And they really focused on it. It was kind of like Fame from the show, like when you walk in the door, like when I walked in to audition and bring my portfolio, there's like dancers dancing through the hallways to class. It was just like a really artsy vibe. So I think that that was like the best thing for me, was changing schools in high school to go to DSA. I majored in visual arts. So you have all of your academic classes, and then you also have to have 3 art classes in a day. So it's really focused on the arts. And so when I went to DSA in high school, I was exposed to so much. I had some great art teachers: Miss Glenn, so influential, Mr. Boyd, and I was exposed to so many different things that I had never done before: sculpture, pottery. I did fashion design, very realistic portraits, learning all the fundamentals about color, design, all of the basics, you know, and just really giving you an all around education in art and all of the beginning things that you need to potentially start a career in the future as an artist. So my focus has always been like detailed drawings, faces, the shadowing, and getting into painting and all of those things. So I really like sticking to the 2D type of artwork. And like I said, I had had such a really detailed love for design, lettering, and all of those things. So at this point, I didn't know about graphic design. You know, I was still young. I didn't know what all you could do as an artist, you know, because you just hear people like, oh, you'll be a starving artist and all of these things. But I knew that there was more to it because of my dad and, you know, just seeing what people can do. So I started to realize that art is in everything, like everything around us, you know, books that we read, billboard, you know. And so I started to see art more than just drawing on a canvas or drawing on paper, you know, and I started to, you know, recognize that, hey, there's so many things that you can do with art. You know, you can do product design, all of these things. And so I knew in my heart that I was going to be an artist. But to me, my focus was I want to make a career of it. You know, I want to be able to sustain myself and have like a real career in the field. So I started to kind of think about colleges and think about what I could do. Initially, I was thinking about fashion design. So, of course, you know, every artist wants to go to New York, and I looked into Atlanta. And so, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I went straight from preschool to first grade. So I skipped kindergarten. So I was always a year younger than all of my classmates in school. So my mom was a little concerned about that. You know, I wasn't 18 years old yet, and she just didn't really feel comfortable with me like going to New York and such a big city, you know, still being really young. I ended up going to Michigan, majoring in graphic design, learning all of the different programs, the Adobe suite. Also really honing in on all of my fine art skills too, because I love to draw, and I took so many figure drawing classes, which were great. Drawing the new figures, you know, the models in the class. And so it really helped me to learn about the body, about proportions and shading and light sources. You know, I did scientific illustration classes. And then I also did jewelry making, pottery, just so many different things. So after I graduated, I went back home after college. And back then, there was no Google. I mean, there was Google maybe, but this is like Yellow Pages days, okay? Like cold calling. So I was like, okay, I'm a graphic designer. I need to get a job. I'm out of school. So I just went through the Yellow Pages, sitting at the dining room table at my mom's house because I was back home. And I just started calling everybody like, hey, are you guys looking for a graphic designer? Do you have any openings? And so I ended up calling the radio station, an R&B station here in the Detroit area. And I got a hold of the marketing manager, and she was like, come down, bring your work. I want to see it. So I don't even think I had a car at the moment. And I called my cousin like, bring me downtown. I got to go to WJOB. I need to see about this internship. And so I brought my little portfolio, which had like schoolwork. It wasn't like I really had a lot of projects. I had a couple things that I had done for folks, but wasn't the best portfolio as far as like experience. So I brought my portfolio and I got the internship, and just from calling in the yellow pages. And I ended up being a promotions assistant. I worked with some of the best people. I was working right under the marketing manager, and it was so much fun. I got to have the radio station live and just learn about so much and learn about the whole radio communications industry. From there, I ended up becoming the art director for a startup magazine. I had actually moved to Chicago for a short time trying to see what I could do there, but I ended up getting a call back from the magazine that I had applied for beforehand, and I got that job. So I moved back, and I was laying out the entire magazine as a graphic designer by myself. I was photo editing, I was managing the whole project timeline and all of that stuff. And it was a lot for me to only have had an internship at that point. Like, there was no other art person there for me to work under. Like, I was doing it by myself. So it was another fun experience, fun, great job, you know. And I just have always worked in graphic design. Like, that is what I set out to do in school. And I have been lucky enough that straight from my internship, I've had jobs working as a graphic designer. So after the magazine job that I had, I found myself again looking for work, and again going in the yellow pages, because that's what worked for me. Cold calling, seeing what's going on, you know, do you have anything? So I got in the yellow pages and started calling companies, and I ended up getting a hold of a, a man who told me, come on over, bring your portfolio again, same day. I ended up working with him. He had a graphic design company inside of a large PR firm. He was their sole graphic designer, in-house designer, having his own company within their suite. And he became my second dad, you know. So shout out to Calvin Brazil, great artist, wonderful graphic designer. He taught me so much about being a graphic designer, being a business owner. And I ended up becoming his partner in the company. I'm just so grateful to God for like aligning me with these people, with these opportunities, with, you know, just opportunities to learn and enhance my skills, enhance my craft, you know. And just like me, Calvin is also a fine artist and a wonderful painter, wonderful artist, wonderful, you know, he draws as well. And so not only did I learn from him as far as graphic design and business and all of those things, I also learned from him artistically as an artist. And so during that period when I was working there with him, I felt like I was doing so much with my graphic design, you know, working with large clients and large projects, doing so many corporate jobs and corporate projects. And I felt like, man, my art, you know, is kind of, what am I doing here? What am I doing with my art? Where's my drawing? Where's my painting? You know? And I ended up deciding that I wanted to have my own art show. And my sister, my little sister, Sienna, who is such a wonderful artist, decided, hey, we're sisters. We have this shared talent that we've gotten from our father. We love art. We have similar styles, and let's start doing this thing together, you know, because I was like, I don't want my stuff to just sit under the bed and collect dust. You know, I want to get my work out here and be able to have people see my work and what I want to say with my art. And so we had our first show in, I think it was 2007 or 8. And it was so nice. We had so many people show up, so many family and friends and supporters, and it was just really great and exciting. And we decided to start an art gallery, an online art gallery, and we have had so many art shows. We started an annual art and charity event where we showcase our work as well as other artists to give people a platform to showcase their art and sell their work. And at our events, we have performers, we have spoken word poets, we have singers, we have dancers, we have authors. It just became an avenue for us to not only show our work, but just to do something and have something great for the community and for the art world in general in our area. Since then, like I said, I had my partner in the graphic design company, CompuArt Design, and once he retired, I took over, and I still run the company and do graphic design for clients, and I'm still running the fine arts company with my sister, and we do commission work. We sell our work at events. We have art shows. So I just feel so happy that I have stuck with my love for art and just have been able to take it and make a profession out of it. Now I'm just looking to continue to expand my skills and what I do. My sister and I, we've done a couple of murals, which has been so fun. So now we're looking to transition into doing more murals, more large work like that. And we just took a spray painting class, which was so much fun. So I'm just always looking to continue to grow. I think that that is what it's all about. Continue to grow, never just be satisfied with where you are artistically or with your talents. Like, always learn, always grow, always try to expand your knowledge. So that is my journey. That is my educational journey, my professional journey, just summed up, because there's so much that could be said, but that's just pretty much the summed up version. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I would love to hear from you guys in the comments how you're doing being an artist, being a professional, being an entrepreneur. Let me know what you think. Let me know any tips. Like I said, I'm always looking to learning and growing. So anything that you guys can share to help inspire myself as well as anyone else who sees this video, that would be great. So don't forget to, what did I tell you to say? Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.